Do you think she's dead? She's breathing, you idiot. Tinny voices permeate the twilight space between sleeping and waking. I groan and pull the thick covers over my head. See? I told you. Something hard thunks onto flesh, and the screeching wail of an imp stabs through my skull, erasing any hope that they will find some other entertainment before I'm fully awake. I throw a pillow in the direction of their noise. It's too early for your nonsense. Not nonsense, mistress. Their squabble ceases. I open my eyes to discover 2 vermilion faces peering at me, only tall enough that the tips of their hooked noses hover above the edge of the bed. We've brought you something. With a chorus of grunts, the imps heave a text onto the enormous mattress and slide it toward me. I push myself to sit up, curiosity overriding my irritation. Where did you get this? Valmar says to bring it right to you. Says we weren't allowed to wait, case it got lost. Which occurs more often than not with the imps. I run my hands over the book's cover. It's not a material I recognize, like leather, but scaled and slightly rough. I wonder if it's dragonhide. If so, it's exceedingly rare and old. Has Valmar brought more imps from Maltaire? It's been years since we welcomed anyone from those blighted lands into the Dark Court. Aye! One of the imps uses his companion as a ladder and clambers up onto the bed. He points a clawed finger at the book. Will you read it to us? Been too long since we had a story. I trace the sigil stamped into the cover, the unique material made darker against the nearly translucent shade of my skin. A broken fey orb of the Vila crest, surrounded by a circle of raven feathers. I knew that court, Mortania whispers from her den. It could contain powerful magic. The tingling of my curiosity intensifies. I've learned so much from the relics and books the imps carried with them from the ruins of Maltaire. All manner of rituals and the history of the Vila courts. I cannot wait to see what secrets this one provides. Maybe, impossibly, even something about breaking curses. I haven't even eaten breakfast, I say to the imps, hoping they'll scurry off and leave me to explore the book in peace. But the first one fishes a stone out of his pocket, tosses it into the air, and claps. By the time he catches it, the rock is transformed into a glazed pastry. He presents it to me with a flourish and a jagged-toothed smile. Your favourite. The other imp applauds. I accept the pastry, but give him a playful pinch anyway. It was a blessing when we discovered the imps and their small magic. They can turn almost any bit of rock, wood, or material into a feast, and my skill in the kitchen never improved from the months I lived here alone. A story, then, I say around a mouthful of nutty chocolate filling, and crack open the text, releasing its smell of musty parchment. With plenty of guts and blood, one of the imps instructs, the veiny ridges of his ears quivering. Find one with a beheading. We love those. I thumb through the pages, scanning entries detailing various events in the Fallen Court. Council meetings and ceremonies and special occasions. Births and deaths. Logs and ledgers. A few diagrams illustrating how to conduct rituals I've not yet encountered, which I make a mental note of to revisit later. This isn't a storybook, I tell them, tapping a corner of the page. And these dates suggest that it was written before the War of the Fae, so I doubt there are any beheadings. Vila courts didn't do that to their own. Sounds boring, an imp yawns. The other nudges closer. You sure there's not anyone having their innards ripped out? I eat the rest of the pastry, lick my sticky fingertips, and am tempted to ask for another. Not that I can see. Their ears droop in disappointment. One scrambles from his place and scurries to the foot of the bed, which, as this is the former royal suite, is fashioned to look like the head of a roaring dragon just landed from battle. Its massive mahogany tail winds down one of the bedposts, and taloned wings dip down over the sides. "I shall tell a story then," he announces, "of Mistress Namara, and how she turned beastie and toppled the fat old king and rescued us imps from the Fey courts. How she swooped in with her green fire and—" "You're telling it wrong. You left out her claws and her teeth. Them's the best bits." The other rushes across the bed and barrels into him. Both fall in a tangle of limbs onto the floor. I rub my temples. I definitely should have asked for another pastry while I had the chance, or at least tea. An impatient tapping draws my attention to the window. I kick free of the bedclothes and draw the curtain back.